Hello, I'm Matt Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Jay Palton. I'm here to talk about Everton's fantastic 1-0 win against West Ham. Really, really good result for the Toffees. A third win of the season in the league, fifth in all comps, a second away win in the Premier League, a fourth in all comps, third Premier League results away from home this season. You know, all the goods kind of sound and stats are stacking up a little bit. I think we've only lost one away game this season off the top of my head, which is really good going. And even that team, we went and beat them again in the Cup a few weeks later. So, yeah, superb performance today from Everton. It was a terrible game. The first half was dire. Both teams cancelling each other out for how crap they could be. But even then, we had the best chance in the first half, and then we created another 2 or 3 in the second. West Ham had one, maybe 2 throughout the whole game. So really did well to nullify them, made it super tricky for them, and came away with what I would describe as a deserved victory. So as I say, first half, nothing really happened. There was a bit of a coming together when Kudus was side down by Tarkowski. Fair challenge, absolutely. He didn't like that. A few players got booked. Don't really know why Pickford got booked. You shouted at him and then got pushed, and he was booked. Very bizarre, but that was the most exciting thing that happened. We won the ball back high up the pitch. Harrison has runners left and right. If you're shooting, you got to score. You know, he gets it on target, but it was an absolute p-roller. So really poor from him. That didn't think he had his best game in Everton shirt yet, but he worked hard like the rest of them, to be fair. And that was kind of it for the first half. I thought the referee was dire throughout. He got worse as the game went on, to be honest with you, but some of the decisions he made in the first half, like we had an offside, Calvert-Lewin upfield, obviously, doesn't give it, plays on, West Ham pass, and they lose it, and then he brings it back, and I'm like, they had the advantage, they had the chance to get the ball and go forward and get up the pitch, and after, it wasn't like it was passed straight away from the offside and they lost it. It was 3 or 4 passes they tried to get away and they couldn't. Little things like that just ruining the game. Really, really poor. But as I say, the players did enough to ruin it themselves. It was a really crap first half performance from both sets of players, in fairness. But then second half, I thought we started the brighter, came at them a bit more, and then the goal, long ball to Antonio, who had you got no spare change out of Tarkowski in particular, or Branthwaite all game. I think he definitely pulled on to Tarkowski because while obviously they're a good match physically, Antonio's definitely quicker than him and definitely better on the ball in terms of running with the ball and getting at players and stuff. So I felt those two marshalling really well, and comes up against Branthwaite and he just, my ball, I'm winning this, just steps in, makes it look so easy, and plays a lovely defence splitting pass into Calvert-Lewin, lays off to Harrison, back against Calvert-Lewin, and then it's a very, very, very rare Dominic Calvert-Lewin outside the box goal. I think it might be his second or third for Everton. I really don't think he scored many, and the ones he has scored, to be fair, were like that, where it was hardly a worldie. It was a great strike, really good finish, but it's not like it's from miles out. It's just in the D, really, or on the edge of it at least. Lovely finish, and then from there you're thinking, well, the general direction of traffic probably points towards a 1 or 2-0 win, because we had a couple of chances. The game was going to get stretched. West Ham had nothing going forward, so perhaps it's never going to be that simple with Everton. Not long after, Calvert-Lewin wins a fantastic header. Decore through, and I'm thinking take it in a bit further, but I can understand why he shot, and I'm sure in his position, shooting was probably the best option. And it's a cracking strike. It looks in all the way. Then Areola, to be fair, gets a really good hand on it and tips around the post. A lot of the time, the goalie can get a finger or two, and it can kind of just, it makes no difference really. Just slows the ball down a little bit on its way into the goal. But really good save from him, and then we went just over from the corner. But yeah, from there, West Ham had a chance where Kudus shoots from close range. Pickford makes a brilliant save. It is offside. He then made a really good save from Ben Rama later on in the game, but that was it really. I mean, Everton just eked it out, and I say the referee didn't help. There was one where Branthwaite makes a brilliant tackle, goes right through the ball and then onto Antonio, and it goes out. It's half throw-in, and he gives a free kick. Unbelievable. There's another one where Soufal and Harrison come together, and he lets the play go on for another 3-4 seconds, then he brings it back. He had a couple of them where, okay, I know referees need to think about these things, but he's giving it like, let's say 2, 3, 4 seconds at times to think, and I say every time it was going to West Ham as well, it just makes you think it's the home aspect of that is definitely influencing him, and little silly decisions like that. Throw-ins being taken like 15 yards further forward. If it's vice versa, we're getting called back. If not, it's letting them get away with that. Brought a chance up later in the game as well with Kudus down the right, but it's all nitpicking, silly things. I do think these little decisions, add up, but also add to the frustration, because obviously it's only ever the big decisions that get talked about, that get shown, get replayed, but it's all these little crap decisions. If they fixed all those and still made the odd major gaff, yeah, it would still be really bad, but it's these little ones they just don't fix, and it really winds me up. But hey-ho, Everton have won 1-0, and I'm super pleased with that. I did fancy us today, and I felt the longer the game went on, the more chance we had of getting a result. But it's almost like we've got quite a good manager. You've got a team which every week looks like it suits him more and more, and it was almost again like the sitters that were missed at the start of the season, or the Morpays and the Dobbins of this world had to play in games at the start of the season. It's almost like they had an adverse effect on the team, and particularly his team. So I'm really glad that I can say wholeheartedly I stuck with him, stuck with this team. And now it's all about just picking up the home form, grinding out the odd results, where maybe we don't play particularly well, or grinding out a result against one of the league's top teams, all these sorts of things. They're the next steps for us, and just pulling away from this relegation zone, because obviously, yeah, it's great today and everything, but we are on 10 points now, 12-point deduction possible, potentially pending, so we need to just keep getting wins, keep grinding out these results, and then obviously whatever happens there happens, because it might get to a point where they do something and it's like, right, okay, whatever, we'll just go again, because we're playing really well at the minute. You see like Wigan, they got a point deduction this season, but they won like the first 3 games, and before you knew it, or they only won the first 2 games, or they got points in the season. Before you knew it, they were well away from the relegation zone, and it's like it didn't even make an effect. So that's what we need to keep doing, winning games. And then whatever happens with this ridiculous hearing that they're having, there's absolutely nonsense hearing that's going on. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, Everton have won 1-0. They've won away from home, which is becoming not a regular feeling, but it's becoming less of a rarity. And it's not like, let's all have this big mad celebration. Let's just celebrate 3 points rather than the specifics of it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know how you think Everton played. And make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Nice one, the Toffees.